Hi everyone, it's Kasia. Welcome to my channel. August. We halfway through August, so the summer is nearly over, and that went quickly. Also, it was a very strange summer. I don't know how about you, but where I live in Europe, in Poland, summer was so off. It was really cold nights, couple of days when it was really hot, but other than that, it felt really like spring. So I don't know, I didn't get enough. But you know, autumn is slowly coming. I know for many of us, autumn is a wonderful season, and I wanted to chat to you about decks that I received recently, how I work with them, and just have a little chit chat because I haven't been on for a while. So grab a cuppa and let's have a little get together and catch up. All right, why don't I show you first some of the decks that I have been working on kind of constantly for the last month and a bit since I came back from the States. So the Color Vision Oracle by Alison Kaler. I do have an interview with Alison. I think it's a really great interview, so inspiring, very interesting. If you are in any way interested in color, in vibrational healing, medicine, and you would like to know more of how to, approach this subject or this deck, I highly recommend checking out the chat with Alison I did. And also Alison is having a class. She's offering a virtual class on how to use this Oracle deck. And I don't know, from what I saw, and I love Alison's work, so I highly recommend it, even though I haven't taken any of her classes. But I just like the way she reads, and I like what she has done with this Oracle deck. So this is one of my favorite decks. I have been playing Totem game, so Totem Tarot by Rachel White from Totem Readings. I also have a review of these decks, but also a chat with Rachel, another amazing lady. This is a deck that for some people can be intimidating, but if you like pip decks and if you like kind of cool booklets, that is a really great day-to-day type of pragmatic approach to tarot. It takes pragmatic approach to tarot. You will be enjoying this deck. So what I was doing, I was shuffling every day. I was shuffling this deck. This is Rachel's idea, and she was talking about it in our interview. But I was shuffling the deck, right? And then I would be pulling a card, and the hashtag is totem game, right? So you would keep the card in the morning, you would pull it out, you'd look at it, and you would leave it somewhere, on your altar or whenever on the table. And then at the end of the day, you would come back and you would have to find how this card showed up in your life on that particular day. This will teach you a lot of personal associations with the cards, and also will teach you that, for example, those huge major arcana cards like Tower, Death or something obviously are not to be read literally, because probably you won't die that day and your house won't fall apart unless it happens, because it can. But most of the times this practice teaches us to see and make a note of other possibilities of how those big things, big subjects, big archetypes can show up in our lives, right? Oh, by the way, just in case you were wondering, what nails does Kasia have for us today? These are the nails. Really cute summer nails. So I have been doing this and writing down in my journal every day one card. And because this deck is very, unusual, it's a great way to get to know the deck as well. So this is something that I highly recommend with any deck you like. This deck, the Tarot of Individuation, which takes like a Jungian approach to reading the cards, is coming back to print. I've seen the message from Irene, Irene, I don't know how to pronounce the name, because I know that she's in Romania, but I'm not sure how they read Irena. We say in Polish Irena. But yeah, this deck is gorgeous, and it's, you know, she sold out, and she always said she will reprint, but then it took a little bit longer than she anticipated because of some personal reasons. And now I saw on Instagram that this deck will be coming back to print by the end of the month. So if you are interested, I think you have to express interest, maybe. I will link her account below. Actually, probably I won't, because it's me and I probably forget. But please check Tarot of Individuation. On my channel, if you put, you know, search Tarot Map, Tarot of Individuation, you will have all the links below under the review of this deck, and you can see all the cards, or some of them if you want. So, and this comes with a little booklet as well that has quite interesting take on the cards, some of them anyway. But yeah, this is a very interesting deck. Totem flower essences. This one I would be pulling from time to time. And what I regret the most about this deck is that a lot of the plants are from, like, they're not from around where I live. So some of them, yes, are, but a lot of them are not. And it's kind of, you know, like I really want to make a flower essence deck. I love this deck. I love it. I love the artwork. A lot of plants repeat, so I keep using it. But it's interesting that I do miss a little bit the Bach flower essences. So I would love to have a flower essence deck that also includes Bach flowers, plus, you know, whatever new essences we are coming up with. So I do love this deck. I think the booklet is great. Again, a great oracle for day-to-day pull, to, you know, get familiarized with the plants. And especially right now, I got really drawn to making flower essences. I've made a couple of them, some astrological, because, you know, there is a class I offer on my website. It's called Astrology and Tarot Flower Essences and Astrology, I think. So it just teaches you how to make your own astrological essence. But also, I took it from the river. This is just a one bit of this plant, and it's got this most amazing flowers. I already have a flower essence from these flowers, and another one from another plant, a flower that has 3 petals, which is very rarely to be seen. This one actually has like 3 petals too, because it has 3 of those bigger ones and then 3 of the smaller ones. But yeah, it's so beautiful. I love energy of these flowers. So flower essences were calling me. I made a mugwort essence. I made a blue harebell essence. I made 2 of those essences, and I made some astrological essences. So I made an essence from like infused water when Jupiter and Venus were in conjunction, and like Sirius was also involved. I just love taking essences from, you know, the moment in space and time where we are in, and then I'm, you know, just they call. Sometimes the flowers call, and sometimes they don't. So right now I really did feel in general a big call to flowers and to crystals. To that point, you know, I was into crystals for so many years. I always say that crystals are like my first teachers. I've got a lot of crystals who I've had for years, and I'm thinking like 20 years, you know, from beginnings of 2000. And then when I went to Australia, I got really into crystals, and I studied some, but I studied with Naisha Azian. I know she's not, you know, she went all Christ, I think, but she was a great teacher. She taught me so much. I'm really grateful to her. I've done her Crystal Human course. It was like a 6-month long course. When we got to, you know, she taught in a very specific way, in a very personal way, to connect to crystals. So I have a whole array of stones that I actually worked with like really intimately and for a long time. And suddenly, after all these years, I was making crystal wands, and then I had like, I was going to crystal fairs a lot, getting crystals, they were just in my conscious awareness all the time. And then a couple of years came where I kind of stopped, like, they weren't calling me. I stopped making wands. I have crystals around me because I just love them, but it wasn't a conversation anymore until recently. I was just looking at them and I was just thinking, okay, what? Suddenly I just heard this. I don't even know how to explain it because it's more like telepathic communication, but I just heard something like use us in your readings, or use us to help people, and I offered on my website right now, you can get the Crystal Alley guidance reading. And how I do it, I like just walk around my room and I, sometimes I pick, depending on what I feel intuitively calls out mostly. Sometimes I pick wands and different crystals. Sometimes they are the small, sometimes big, like just different stones. And then I use my trusted pendulum and I connect with it. And I pick a stone for a person who got the reading, and then I just sit with it, and whatever flows through, or I go for a walk and notice what's coming into my awareness as a message for that particular person. So this reading is more intuitive, and then I also draw some cards, sometimes from different decks, sometimes I pull cards speaking about this particular crystal. It's all like intuitively done. And I know this reading is definitely not for everybody. It's for people who are into, this type of communication, and that they get some benefit because they actually trust that a stone can convey a message to you, through a translator. So I think it can be a very helpful reading for people who are searching for some sense of direction at this moment in time. So yeah, this was just going on. And what's interesting is that Natalia, my friend Natalia Uroburos, now Tarot Shrink, she wrote me recently that she has given away, to her niece all her old crystals, and now she's having a love affair with crystals again. So something is in the air, it's just fascinating. So other than that, I'm into color still, as I mentioned, Color Vision Oracle, but I also got secondhand this Tarot is Color, a tarot deck by Aithel Colquhoun, and it's by Fulgur Press. It's beautiful. What I love about it most, and I haven't gotten it for very long, but color, anything with color, I want now. But I'm working with it right now, and this is not a deck for like, let's just do a big spread. My friend Mel suggests that you just meditate with one card. And what's really interesting about this deck is that it has something very tangible, very like nearly physical when you look at the card and actually start like tuning in and like going into the card and imagining, how this blob of yellow color is Nine of Discs, which says the Lord of Material Gain. And it's really, really fascinating what happens to me when I do it within my body. I just feel it like it's tangible, kind of emotional response to these colors. And also I love the names. So, the strength, for example, here is the daughter of the flaming sword. So obviously this is connected also to Golden Dawn, and Five of Discs is the Lord of Material Trouble. And it's just beautiful. The cards are big. I'm actually right now, what I do with the cards is I'm pulling one card from Tarot's Color when I really sit with it in the morning. And this was, for example, Ace of Wands, the root of the powers of fire. And to me, this one seemed like a very, nearly before lava comes out into the open. That's how it felt. It felt like this, like this fire bulbing, but it's not really fully inflamed yet. So then I got 2 cards, because that's how I'm learning about these 2 decks. So I sit with this one, right? We have this Ace of Wands, and then I get 2 cards from this new deck by the Redstone Tarot by Linda Hill, which I also want to learn, because this is an alchemical deck. So I'm pulling this in the middle, and then I kind of tune in at pull 2 cards, one before, one after, and I try to create a story. So both of these were, this one was 9 of Nigredo, the fire element, wands as well in tarot, and we can see this amazing snake. And this was saying something in the book, because I use the book a lot from Linda, just because I don't know much, how she saw this alchemical distinct steps in each suit. So this one was about facing our defense mechanisms that stop us and block us from really accessing our power, our desires. And this Ace of Wands could be also about inspiration and what's burning inside of us, that we need to maybe face. This is like the eclipse of the sun, right? So we need to face it in the darkness in some way, so this fire can actually move us. And then the second card was the 7 of Albedo, where we are in like nearly this not enlightenment state, but like this glorified state of realizing our passion. So this one was I am transition. Was this one was I am realization, and this one was I am desire. So it feels like we are moving towards experiencing that power of desire, that power of passion. And this is how I'm trying to learn the singular decks, 2 decks, but also create a story from the cards. This is a couple of days in a row that I've done it in the morning, and it's just fun, so I keep doing it. So this Eiffel Calhoun deck is like really beautiful. And what I received from a swap, I swapped for a reading with a client of mine who had a reading with me a couple of years ago. I think she got, I don't know if it was astrology reading. Just look at this bag, it's so cute. So she said she will send me the Color Marsh Oracle in exchange for a reading, because she's changing, her stages in life, and she would benefit from a reading right now. So it was wonderful, because color, right? Kasia is happy. So I think this is the older edition of the Color Marsh Oracle. Now I saw they have like different writing. I quite like this writing, even though the little keywords you cannot see well. But oh my God, like she had this whole list of all the cards, and with the color, and also that little like keywords that sometimes are quite invisible. So I love this deck. And what's really interesting is that I also received this Scion Tarot and Scion Sigils deck from Artisan Tarot for review. They asked me if I would like to review it, and I looked at some images they sent me from the Scion Tarot, and I thought like, yes, I would like to review this. And I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to show the sigils, because I don't know if I'm going to read with them, but I said like, just send it to me, and I check it out, because they said they always go together, these decks. And I looked at them today. They arrived this morning, and oh my God, I'm impressed. I mean, it's not hard to be impressed by Artisan Tarot decks. They always do a great job. But this is by Luciana Pena, and it's so cool. I haven't even, I just looked through the cards, but if you're into like a witchy deck, it has the booklet that's actually also, geared towards explaining what she uses on the cards. It's interesting, it's fresh, it's kind of like has a lot of divine feminine symbolism, alchemical symbolism. It's so fun. Some of the images, they also sent me this cute postcard of the temperance. And from what I saw, they also having a free lecture by Luciana on this Saturday, so you can check at Artisan Tarot if you follow them. They on Instagram, and you can sign up for this lecture if you're interested. I am going to check it out. So as you can see, you know, there's a lot of amazing, different, like kind of Rider-Waite-Smith, a little bit Marseille, bit of different, but very witchy, interesting take on the cards. I'm going to review them, but also there is a lot of reviews already on it. I would like to review them in a sense of how I use them, but I thought how cool that, you know, this oracle deck, I mean, goes with everything, but this is a very colorful deck in a sense of bold colors, and I thought like, oh, that will look so nice together. And then the sigils are only for major arcana, but from what I saw in the book, that's really interesting, because she speaks about sigils a lot, but what she did, like for example, if this is the magician, you can see, you know, the hand being up and hand being down, and there's nearly like a Gemini kind of sigil, you know, Mercury, and it's interesting because in the booklet, which is like small but not too bad, you get every so here is this magician, right? You get every usage, every card gets a usage. So this one is success with new projects. So let's say I want a success with new projects. Actually, I can actually use this sigil for any magical working or intention setting, etc. And this is the keywords also: determination, positivity, willpower, new opportunities, and focus. And there's whole discovery kind of keyword for the whole sigil, but also a lot of like description messages of how this card can be used and what does it actually mean. So actually I'm so positively surprised with this. This is only for majors, so there's like 21 cards and the full, so it's really wonderful. I'm excited. I'm going to, this actually got me excited. I was looking forward to it, and it arrived today, and it's just so beautiful, you know, how it is created. I think sweet. So yeah, this with the color deck, color Mage oracle, I'm going to play a lot. And what else? Seelish Tarot, I love it. Still use it a lot. And also what I felt really drawn to recently was this Foraxa Tarot, and this Tarot of the Branches, something branches. Or let me just get it, because I have this mic. Let me undo it, and I quickly get them. Just one second. Actually 3 more decks that I used. So this one always comes late summer, early autumn. It fits what's happening in my nature, you know, it fits what's going on around me. So I actually like it. And what I really like about it as well is the booklet, because it actually gives you interesting take on the cards. And in this deck, there is a Justice card that I thought it's really beautiful. Usually Justice card is so boring, but in this particular deck, I think this is one of the nicest Justice cards. And because I am number 8, so sometimes I swing depending what system I use between Justice and Strength. Oh, I'm curious what the Strength looks like. I can't remember. But in this particular deck, Justice is really pretty. If we choose Justice as number 8, right, like in Marseille or in Tarot or Tough Tarot, but this is Justice. I love it. It's standing between two doors. There's the snake, this, just don't know, the colors, that's just unusual. Usually justice is so dry, and I love the flowers on her and around her. It's really cool. It's like, what pill are you going to take? The red pill or the like raspberry pill or the purple pill? So let's just check what the strength looks like, just for the sake of it, for the fun. And let me know if you guys use these decks, any of them, if this is something that, you know, maybe we share the love of. Strength. Okay, strength is number 8 here, of course, because it's Rider-Waite-Smith. But there is this, I actually really love it. What is she doing? She's like a mermaid. It looks like she's, you know, in the seaweed, and there is this fire dragon, but they like exchanging some energetic communication in the form of an energy ball. So it's like as if she was pacifying the fire in him, not by pouring water over him, but like allowing him to see something from a different perspective. Both really sweet cards. So this often comes up late summer in my practice, and this time as well. I just suddenly feel like, oh, I want to, you know, play with it. And then the last 2 decks that I want to share with you is, so this one that I never remember the name of, Tarot of Strange Antlers or something like this. I just love this deck. For me, it reads so well intuitively. So and I rest by using it. To me, it's a quiet deck. It's kind of sweet, and it's also very nature based somehow, even though it doesn't just show nature per se, but the coloring is kind of very peaceful, and I love this deck. And then the last one, because of the color, is the Painted Tarot by Sophie McKnight, sorry, and it's also sweet to use with, I think it will be looking cool also with this Oracle deck, because it comes with so many different colors. And I also love this deck. It's expressive and it speaks to me, and I love the backs. I don't know if this is maybe some of my favorite backs ever. All right, so let me know what you have been up to, what has been calling, where does passion invites you in your life right now? Because as we know, all the planets are still in the new signs until the end of August, let's say early September, when they slowly, starting with Saturn, I think, start going back into Pisces, and then, you know, Uranus will go back into Taurus, etc., etc. Well, I'm talking tropical astrology, by the way, because in real sky this is different, right? But if you follow this system, that's what's happening. And right now it's really important to follow the passion, focus on what excites you. Make sure that you know, playing with your imagination, inventing new worlds, because this can start manifesting from 2026. So not that it can't manifest right now, but all I'm saying is like that we have this forward motion, then we're going slowly to have back pulling a little bit, and then from February 2026 we start having a momentum and really like moving into this new energies. And also right now we have a lot of sextiles and beautiful supportive energies between the planets. So think about it, follow the passion. If you want to express what's passionate for you, just like, you know, writing the comment, because whatever we say, whatever we write has a like extra level of potency. So think about it this way, and let me know what decks are you passionate about right now, and I speak to you soon. Bye.